A little known secret many people don't know is that before having an online fitness business, a mastermind helps people grow massive online fitness businesses, the number one in the world. I used to be an estate agent. At 21, I became an estate agent and I nearly quit my first day. And then subsequently, I went on to crush that industry. And in this video, I'm going to explain to you exactly what I did, some of the sneaky hacks and some of the secrets. So first things first. When I first actually joined this job, the reality is I nearly quit on the first day because the traffic was so bad. I was actually 45 minutes late and I was literally like dressing big time. Anyone who knows me, I'm paranoid about being on time and hate being late. So this was a very bad start. And when I first started in this job, I really struggled. To give you an example, I remember hearing people talk about me. Why is he not picking up the phone? I didn't know you have to pick up the phone after it rang 3 times. So like anyone who has a business, have clear SOPs so you know exactly what needs to be done. Because I didn't know that back then. I'd never worked in an estate agent, never worked in an office like that. And that was for me a very rude awakening in terms of how the world really works. Now, how I crushed it was down to a couple of simple things. If you look at how any business works, you need to control the leads, you need to control the traffic. So in your fitness business, it'd be like DMs, getting traffic, views on your videos, get people into your Instagram profile, YouTube, podcast, all this type of stuff. Now, as an estate agent, there was 3 things you had to do. One is answer the phone before anyone else. So I was like, quick hand jack is we could answer the phone quicker than anyone else. And that meant I had control of the leads coming through from Rightmove and coming through from the phone. So I'd pick up the phone quicker than anyone else. The second thing I would do is I would come into the office early before anyone else. And there was one central computer all the leads came into overnight from Rightmove. Like people applying who wanted to view properties. And what would I do? I'd go on that computer, I would take the best leads, I'd send them to myself, and then I would basically book them in, do viewings and sell all the properties. That was one strategy that worked phenomenally well. The third thing is I would be the first person to get up and greet people as they came into the estate agent's office. So I basically controlled all the lead flow that was coming through because I owned the phones, I got all the best leads on the computer, and I generally got pretty much most of the people who came in who were good. And that's how you need to think about your business. Control the source of the leads, and then you will crush it and succeed from there. Now, some of the difficult lessons I learned from that process was not cutting corners, because some of the things I did when I was in the real estate industry was maybe putting some tenants in properties who I knew were a bit shit, knowing that I'd get paid. And then the problem was that the reality that happened is it then backfires on you and you have to deal with the flack of that. So you have to understand not cutting corners in your business just to get paid quickly. It's a bit like pressure selling someone into a fitness program, knowing they don't really want to do it. It's probably not going to end very well. Because the reality is they're going to actually end up wanting a refund, they're going to want to drop off, this is going to be a pain in the ass. And the goal is you want to find the right client you want to work with who you can actually scale your business and keep you at a high frequency. If you don't do that, you end up with a churn and burn model, you end up with a bad reputation, and you end up with a lot of problems. That is a huge thing that I learned through that. Now, when I first joined at 21, I actually became the manager of a branch at 23, 24. The reason for that, sadly, the lady who was my manager at the time became slightly unwell. So I just stepped in and just did all of her job role for her. To the point that I was so good that I actually ended up getting promoted to handle it. And that's the job here. For everyone listening to this right now, if you want the next roll up in your business, if you want to be the next type of leader in your business, if you want to be the next type of coach online, you want to go to the next level, you have to behave like that person right now. So if you want to be a champion, you have to behave like a champion before you become one. And these things compound over a period of time. And it's the small things you do every single day. So it's like turning up a couple of minutes early before every meeting, being planned before all meetings, planning out all your content, planning for all your sales calls. Having everything super dialed in is how you get to the next level, because it's so easy to win and beat other people because very, very few people do the extra 10, 20%. And that extra 10, 20% gives you the extra 80% of things in life that you truly want. And if I look what I do now compared to what my competitors do in all the industries I'm involved in, I would just beat them on sheer volume and just doing more than them. Because at some point in business, it's blunt force violence in terms of who can do the most, not just yourself, but also the leverage in terms of the team you have. And if I take that back to a job in terms of me being an estate agent, one of the things we used to do was letter dropping. So we basically print a letter. We'd say we've got Mr. and Mrs. Smith who's looking for a house in your road. It was completely fictitious. And essentially I'd print like 20,000 of these letters. My boss would go mad because of the printing bill. And I'd get these Polish guys to come in and they'd go and manually letter drop them through people's letterboxes. Now, this is one of the quickest ways for us to get properties on the market to sell and to rent. And we literally just hammered that. The other thing was an omnipresence approach. So by an omnipresence approach, what do I mean? So everyone will have seen estate agents' boards. I would put fucking boards everywhere. We were putting boards up all over town. We didn't even have properties in these places, but you would just drive around and you would see our boards constantly. And this is what you want, is best known beats best. So you want omnipresence in your business, so you're in front of absolutely everybody consistently. And if you do that constantly, you will eventually win, because it's a gravitational effect where people get pulled into you. Now, The last part of the big journey I learned from my experience as an estate agent is managing people. You have different people, different emotions, different job roles. Now, with that comes different challenges, and you have to understand that you can't treat maybe Steve the same as Abby. I had people who were 30 years older than me that I was managing, and I had some people who were women who were quite emotional. If I was quite direct to a woman and I criticized them, sometimes they would break down and cry, even if I was right. And then it's an awkward situation. They're crying, and I'm just sitting there like, you've made a mistake and fucked this up. And this is how you have to understand how to handle people differently, understand empathy and emotion. And when you can understand this important thing, you can manage pretty much anyone. Is what's the number one thing that person values? Some, it's status. Some, it's money. Some, it's time. If you can understand what's important to them and you help to motivate them to achieve their goals by they get more money, more time, more status, more time with their family, whatever it might be, you can then build an unstoppable team that can help you crush your business, achieve the goals you want. And when it comes to achieving your goals, if you want to get your team bought into you, what you need to do is you actually need to create a vision so big within your business and what you do that the people who work for you can fit inside that and achieve the things they want in life. If you took value from this, make sure you smash the like button. If you have got any questions, drop them below. And if you want help in terms of scaling your own fitness business, there's a link below this podcast. You can book in with us to find exactly how we can help you. It's not a sales call, it literally be a coaching call. Ideally, we obviously want you to come work with us. We'll give you a load of free values. You can try and build your own business, and then we can help you scale to the next level. See you next episode very soon.